is the Hello Kitty clown. Come on, it's gotta be something, right? There's nothing. When I tell you, there is nothing. Sanrio, count your days. I'm gonna make like a missing poster. If you see this clown, please. Are any of you guys like on TikTok brain rot right now? Because I'm on the nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. Darling, hold my hand. Honk honk, it's Bouncy here. Hi. Today I'm Gudetama, but I'm also my clown character Yokodot that I was 2 years ago for Clown Week. She is a egg. So it's technically Eggception. It's an egg cosplay, another egg. But today I'm here in my Sanrio cosplay to talk about Sanrio because something has been on my mind and I think I need, number one, some help, and number two, I just need to rant about this to somebody because when you find all this stuff and you're kind of a nerd, it's like, who do I tell? And I think my friends and family are kind of like, hey, we're over it, you know? You can only info dump so much on people before they're like, all right, wrap it up. Today we're here because of course, clowns. So if you are ready to learn about a Sanrio clown and get into its mystery with me, please join me for this journey. Our story begins with my need to look for clowns in everything. I wanted to know if there were any Sanrio clowns. Now, obviously, Kuromi is a jester. She's very jester inspired. She has the 2 ears. She's a rabbit, but she has the 2 ears, and she has a jester collar, and she's a bit of a trickster. So she kind of counts as far as clowns are concerned. I love her. She's a queen, but Usahana has really fun clown colors in a way, even though I do believe she is more of a Dekora, Gyaru kind of cutesy character. But as far as like actual just like a clown character, I wanted to find something like that. I was like, Sanrio has hundreds of characters. As a huge Sanrio fan and Sanrio collector, I'm like, there's gotta be something. I know Sanrio has a lot of merchandise, like Circus merchandise. I have a few myself. There are like Hello Kitty clown plushies, and I have like a Cinnamoroll clown plushie, like stuff like that. As far as like an actual fully cemented clown character, I'm like, come on, it's gotta be something, right? I wish I never asked myself that question because now I kind of low-key regret it. When I originally searched like Sanrio clown, I came up with the like Sanrio Wikipedia page and I think it's called like the Hello Kitty fandom wiki. There's like 2 pages and they linked me to this article about this clown, and it was just like this little clown guy, and he had like blonde hair. They had like a striped outfit, like so cute, little striped hat. And I'm like, who are you? And they were just called clown. In Japanese, they're called Pierrot, which just means clown. That should have been a red flag right there because Sanrio loves a good pun when they name a character. Take Gudetama, for instance. Tama is short for tamago, which means egg, and then Gude literally, I believe, means like lazy. So he's just a lazy egg. Anyways, that should have been like a hint right there because Sanrio loves a good pun in their name, and this character just didn't. Like, it was just like clown. So I kind of wanted to know, where does this clown come from? What year was it made? And the pages basically said this clown was made in 1984 for a brand that Sanrio had called Fancy Friends. And Fancy Friends was supposed to, this is the part that threw me off. I've recognized some of the Fancy Friends characters, but on the on the Japanese Sanrio website, the explanation is like, Fancy Friends is for sophisticated families. It's like, oh, sorry, regular families that were collecting like Hello Kitty. These are for sophisticated families. Like, what even? They basically had like a bunch of different characters. Like the ones that are listed are Mokuba, the Fancy Elephant, the Little Train, and Winky Pinky, as well as Howdy, Alfred Aloha, who I love, by the way. I was not familiar with your game, Alfred Aloha. He's just like a chubby, fashionable elephant who like wears a Hawaiian shirt. Why are we not seeing more merch of him? Like, get it together. Funny Bones, Hanatosagi, the Chelsea Stripes, Kamome. There are also characters called Mainstream, And one of these also mentions a character called Maple Saint Brunch. It has like the name, but you can't click on it because there's not any pictures. But I did manage to find like a photo of like Maple Saint Brunch merch. So that was cool, something I came across. Basically, I kind of thought, all right, here's a bunch of listing for these Fancy Friends characters. Maybe a good place to start, since the Sanrio website itself, like the Japanese Sanrio website, was saying that the clown was a Fancy Friends character. I suggest search online like auctions in Japanese, like bai, to find like Fancy Friends merchandise. And I was like, okay, I'll just search different combinations. So I decided to search a lot of Japanese auctions for Fancy Friends merchandise, specifically the Pierrot. I didn't want to like limit myself because a lot of auctions will have more than one thing. It'll be like, here's a bunch of stuff from the 70s and like a bunch of pencils or like, you know, that kind of thing. And Fancy Friends was mostly merchandise. So stuff we're looking at is like a wallet, a notebook, a pencil. I was looking at a lot of different auctions, and I would do this once a week for months and months and months and months. I did this. Like, when I tell you guys, I did not, like, I really thought I would solve this, and I didn't give up. And there's nothing. When I tell you, there is nothing Pierrot out there. He doesn't exist. While I was on my search for all these crazy Pierrot merch, I was typing in every like order of words imaginable to get like any little idea of anything, like clown, Sanrio, 80s, Sanrio, Fancy Friends, and like not just in English, by the way. You know, I wasn't getting anywhere, but I was finding some pretty funny stuff, and I did manage to find some pretty funny characters. So every time I would go through these listings, I would see like a little clown hat, and I would get so excited. I would think, oh, I finally found him. And it would either end up being one of two characters. It would either be these characters called the 7 Silly Dwarves, who are like the 7 dwarves, or it would be the Chelsea Stripes, who have like a clown looking hat with stripes. So I would like be going over these listings, and I would see like these little hats. I'd be like, finally, I found a Pierrot. And then it would be like, no girl, you just found the 7 Silly Dwarves or whatever. And I was so lost. I was so lost in the sauce. I even found sewing magazine, and then like on the sewing magazine, there was like embroidery on this. It was like a Sanrio sewing magazine. There was like embroidery, and I was like, oh, is that like it? It looked like a clown, and then nope, boom, 7 Silly Dwarves again. I kept finding characters that were not the Pierrot, and I really thought, oh my gosh, this is a dead end. Where is he? Sanrio, count your days. Like, what is this? Why? First of all, why is it on your website? Why do you know what year it was made? Like, don't big challenges me again. I'm over it. But I am glad that I started to search, because as I searched, I started to find some of the most unhinged Sanrio characters of all time. And when I tell you, I have not heard anybody else talk about these. Maybe it's just because I was wasting my life away trying to find this clown character, but I wanted to talk about some of my findings really fast. So in my search for the Pierrot and the Fancy Friends line that birthed him, I was able to find not only just Fancy Friends characters, but like just really weird niche characters, like characters that I didn't really expect. So the first one, although I wasn't like shocked at it because Sanrio has sentient car characters like the runabouts or the little train, this character just was like double decker. If a double decker, thanks Sanrio, I love it. I really hope someone can see this now and it's like, oh, who's your favorite character? And it's like, double decker, like, who are you? It didn't really seem to stop there. I found this really cute character. Her name's Wanda, and to me, okay, because I am a huge Marin Cream fan, and the reason why I love Marin Cream is like a tall chubby queen to me. Like, she has like a big dress and she looks really tall. I have like a plushie of her, and her stuff's kind of hard to find, but this character that I found, Wanda, kind of looks like the pre-Marin Cream, and I even tried to search for more information like about Wanda, Nothing. There's nothing. There's nothing on the Japanese website. There's nothing on the wikis. Like, it's just, and like this stuff is copyrighted on it. Sanrio. So it's not just like a random character. Like, Wanda exists in the Sanrio universe. Stan Wanda. Stan Double Decker. Like, justice for these weirdos. I love them. But like the weirdos did not stop there. Another like weird little trio that I found were called All Paws on Deck. And All Paws on Deck is just like 3 guys. It's just 3 little bears and they have little sailor hats. I think they're little sailor hats. And their whole thing is that it says Charter Min Bear. And then it's like furrier, funnier, and friendlier than ever. So it's like, oh, well, I'm glad that you're funnier now and furrier and friendlier, but like, what were you before? Like, so I found All Paws on Deck, which I absolutely love. Like, who are you? Don't know. Who's Double Decker? We don't know. Who's Wanda? We don't know. Where's the Pierrot? We still don't know. So a theme that I noticed that Sanrio definitely was going for in the 80s as I was like finding all of these weirdo little characters was that stuff was very nautical. So there was Kamome, who is like a bird that's also a sailor. And then I also found this like whale character called Captain Willie, who's just like a sailor whale. And then while searching some of these auctions, I found the most gas character. It was just like a bunch of fishermen or like sailor guys. And it just was like, say hello to the sailor. And they were like dancing. And I was like, who is this? Like, always saw like more than one. And then I saw one listing where it was just him and I think it said like around the world and I was like, this is so cute. So I went back to the like Japanese website and they also listed him as Captain Willie, which they listed the whale as also. So I was like, is this his fish Sona? Like, who are you? But then while searching for like more Sanrio stuff, I found this like other sailor and he's like chubbier than all the other sailors. So I'm like, is this like a family of sailors and like Willie is the captain, but like also he's a whale? Like, I don't know. But this is just what I found while I was looking for the clown. So love you, Willie. But like really though, like who are the other guys? Why are we forgetting them? I want justice for this chubby sailor. But yeah, so you're probably like, Bouncy, okay, we get it, you freaking weirdo. Where are the clowns? Okay, so this is a category of weird stuff that I found called Sanrio ? Because I don't know if I can necessarily just like prove this is Sanrio stuff, but it's like stuff that I found. So while I was searching for the clown from Fancy Friends, I found a listing, a lot of Fancy Friends merchandise, and there was the Vaudeville Duo wallet. And Vaudeville Duo is also really fun. It's just like 2 kids, I think from like the 1920s, and they're like supposedly friends. They have a little dog and their whole thing is like they perform in vaudeville. Like, okay. It had a Vaudeville Duo like wallet and a few other things in the listing that were like, you know, it's like a Sanrio listing. It said Fancy Friends. Then it just had like a mime monkey. Already 10 out of 10, no notes. A mime monkey and then like a pig playing an accordion, and it says like groovy babes. Like, who are you? If you guys know who this character is, please tell me. It might not even be Sanrio, but like there exists a mime character that is also a monkey, and he has a pig friend that's also a mime, and he plays the accordion. Like, what? So after I found these little guys, I kind of gave up hope for a little while. Like, I would just continue to search on and off weird stuff on the internet. And I did find a listing for Sanrio stationary erasers. In this listing, there's a little character. He's called Pierrot. And I'm like, who are you? And so he's a baby that's also a Pierrot. And I found the eraser. Then I looked up his name and I was able to find a bowl that has 3 baby Pierrot in different colors. And I also found a handkerchief, but I don't think this is Sanrio. It's just like question mark. Like, these things count. right, as clowns. So I found a mime monkey and a baby Pierrot, but still no Sanrio clown. Basically, I was finding a lot of fun and silly characters, and I was doing a lot of different search combinations in both English and Japanese. And I was like, let me just go back to the original Sanrio website, the Japanese website where they list all their characters, and just see and kind of refresh the information, making sure I've got everything right to find the clown. That was when a curveball happened. So I went to go back to the website, which thankfully I screenshotted. It was gone. So even the Wikipedia is that like cite this source, it comes up as a broken link, and the Pierrot character is no longer on the Sanrio website. However, I will say when I screenshotted the Pierrot character, the Captain Willy character and a bunch of other super niche characters weren't even on this website. And I was just gonna be like, you guys, look what I found. But then they updated the website. They did add Captain Willy, but then they took out the Pierrot. And I was like, what does this mean? Like, hello? Like, hello? Sanrio, you're freaking me out. Like, thankfully, I had that screenshotted as proof that like, hey, this existed. I went back, read my screenshots, and I was like, all right, let me just kind of think about, you know, clowns and like what's some other search terms I could check out. And I do remember that there is a Sanrio characters called Rainbow Circus. And Rainbow Circus really seemed to me like it had a very similar style as the clown that I was looking for. The clown that I'm looking for has 2 black dots for eyes, and they're kind of far apart. And you do see this on the Rainbow Circus style. You also see it on like, I believe it's Patty and Jimmy. And that was just like a 70s era to 80s era style that they did sometimes. But really with Rainbow Circus, I was like, I wonder if this clown is from Rainbow Circus. So I even went as far as to like check out old footage of Hello Kitty cartoon, and there was like a Rainbow Circus. I don't know if it was like an episode or what, but I watched it all. And the Rainbow Circus is just animals. So even the clowns in the Rainbow Circus are animals. There's not like human clowns. And I was like, I don't think I'm ever gonna find this. I was looking through Rainbow Circus sticker packets that I could find online. There was a Japanese book from the 70s and 80s of all the different merch Sanrio has done. I tried to check out, couldn't find anything. I just had a bunch of saves like on eBay and stuff, and I would just go through and look at them all the time. I did find a lot of very, very fun merchandise, especially for like Sanrio Poodle Land. There are a lot of really fun just clowns throughout the Sanrio merchandise in general, and I did save them all. There's a lot of fun times in Sanrio merch where characters dress up as clowns. I found like little twin star clowns and like Ringmaster Pachaco and like Ringmaster Hello Kitty and like things like that. There's a lot of stuffed animals. There's a lot of circus themed stuff, but I could not find this specific clown with the yellow hair and the stripes anywhere. Until one day I was looking at Rainbow Circus stuff, and I found this Rainbow Circus cup listing for sale, and it had Hello Kitty on it, which is kind of odd because Hello Kitty is not usually on any merch to do with Rainbow Circus. So when it comes to the Rainbow Circus, they were like their own thing. It's always like very pastel, pinks, purples, light blues, stars, elephants, like that kind of thing. But it was a cup and it has Hello Kitty on it. And next to Hello Kitty, I think this is where I found what I believe to be the Sanrio clown on this cup next to Hello Kitty. That's all I could find. I know, it's so deeply a buzzkill. It's so uneventful. That's all I could find. I was so bummed. But the reason why I wanted to share this with you is Sanrio does this. They did this with big challenges. They put big challenges on their website. They said the year that big challenges came out, there was one photo that just said big challenges, and nothing else was ever found. Big challenges, the style of big challenges matched the way that the Hello Kitty artist just drew crocodiles and alligators. Maru has a pet crocodile that the style matches, and this was just how she drew them. So I honestly think that this is a big challenges situation where she just drew a clown, then they put it on the website, and then maybe they realized like, hey, this is like not anyone. So maybe if we ask enough, or if we talk about it enough, we can create enough of a demand, because much like big challenges ended up becoming someone. They put him in Hello Kitty Island Adventure. So I was wondering if we bug Sanrio enough for answers, maybe we can either get an answer or they can create more to do with this character. Like, that would be the dream. But honestly, I don't see it really happening that way, especially because they just straight up took him off of the website. And like, also, this is like a phenomenon that like didn't just happen with the Pierrot either, because when I was doing this video, like I fell in love with Alfred Aloha, and there's like 2 pictures of him and no merch. And I did find countless other examples of elephants, specifically brown elephants, but they're not Alfred. And I think that's just something that Sanrio does. I think they have ideas of characters that maybe there was like a couple sketches or 2, maybe a name, and then they're like, this is a character, and then it doesn't go anywhere. Somehow ends up on the website. I don't know. So now forever, we're stuck with the mystery of who is the Hello Kitty Pierrot? Who are you? Who is the Hello Kitty clown? We don't know. Hopefully someday we will know. And if you are ever out there, if you're in Japan, if you're looking at merch and you see this, I'm gonna make like a missing poster. If you see this clown, please let me know. It's driving me crazy because he looks so familiar yet so far away. And at this point, I don't know if it counts, if like a drawing can count as lost media, but it feels like lost media. I have been through countless sticker sheets, different, like all you can imagine, I promise you. I really hope we can figure this out. So yeah, this is my silly, weird video on the Sanrio Pierrot. Thank you for just listening to me rant about this. Who was your favorite little weird guy that I talked about? Do you stand Double Decker? Do you like Captain Willy? Do you like his fish Sona or his regular Sona? What about All Paws on Deck? Just like so many little weirdos out there. And I feel like Sanrio is sleeping on some of their characters, don't you? I think so. But also, like, another reason why I wanted to make this video is so many people talk about niche Sanrio characters and they'll be like, oh yeah, I know about niche Sanrio characters, Usahana. And it's like, girl, I am so far down a different rabbit hole. Like, Also, before I go, I wanted to show you guys, since we're talking about Sanrio stuff, I went to the thrift store and I found what I believe is the weirdest Sanrio thing I've ever found. Upon inspection, it looks like it's a bootleg. Here it is. It is a pillowcase, and the pillowcase itself has a lot of older, like 70s characters from Sanrio on it. So like, for instance, it's got Patty and Jimmy, and there's Jimmy right there. Patty and Jimmy, it's got Snoopy and little twin stars. And I'm gonna put this like a more detailed, because it's hard to see kind of, you know, on the camera. I have no idea what this is. Now, the reason why it's captivating me is because although it seems like a bootleg because Snoopy is there, upon inspection, Sanrio did publish Snoopy cartoons. So it's not automatically a bootleg just because Sanrio and Snoopy are all on the same pillowcase. And it also dates back to the 70s. Even if it is fake, just the idea of someone putting this much work into this print is crazy. And I wanted to share it with you just because if you're a Sanrio fan and you're watching this, have you seen this anywhere? Like this pattern, it's insane. It has so many characters on it, and it's called like Sanrio Bus Stop. So I just wanted to share that since we're talking about Sanrio stuff right now. it's just really stumped me. And like, I can't find anything about this online. I've even tried to search like vintage fabrics or whatever, because even if this is like somebody drew this, like this is beautifully made. I feel like a bootleg from this era is crazy town. Like,
as I really looked at the print itself, I did recognize that a lot of the characters were from a magazine that Sanrio published called The Strawberry News. The pillowcase itself even depicts a magazine stand with the old Sanrio logo on it, like they're selling the Strawberry News magazine. The magazine itself also featured a lot of different characters you might not know which appear on this print, like Yachio Charmer, Little World, and Small People. The little dinosaur on the print is called Horatio, a character created by the Brazilian artist Mauricio de Souza. Sanrio actually made Horatio an honorary character and published Mauricio's comics Horacio's World in the Strawberry News magazine. Even Snoopy, who Sanrio had lost the rights to, which went on to inspire the creation of Pachaco, was published in the 70s in Strawberry magazine. Although strange at first glance, all of the characters on the pillowcase appear to fit the time period and company correctly. Even the Strawberry King is on the print, who was used at the beginning of Strawberry magazine to sort of introduce the rest of the magazine, and that was where Strawberry King had a lot of popularity. So it's just really bizarre to see all of these characters in one giant print like this.
I don't know. I love this. I love this. I just wanted to share it with you guys, and I will try to like scan it like better so I can show you guys. But it also has like sorry, I'm like rambling. It has Strawberry King on it. Like anybody that knows anything about this stuff is gonna be like, what? So really cool.